Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fabulous weekend. This is going to be one of my shorter videos. We're just going to touch on several stories that have come out. There's no major quote-unquote news story that has come out since yesterday, so we're just going to catch up on other stories that we've already talked about. Okay, so let's just jump right in and go. And by the way, you can thank Duchess Cornwall for this photo above. I got it. I don't think she drew it, but I got it off of her Twitter page. I just loved it. Okay, let's go. To start with, I want to talk about this person, Tarot Corner of Dew. This person apparently does tarot readings, and somebody linked it to me that she had done a reading on me. I was like, really? So I listen, my husband and I were listening, and I was stunned at the amount of stuff that she got right. Like, I was like, my jaw was dropping. Yes, she said that I do work, with charities. Yes, but you guys already know that because I've told you that. But then she said things like, Sue was never going to be able to let this thing with Mr. Boozy go. And she was right. Like, my husband was like, let it go. And I said, I can't. And he was like, I knew you were going to fight it because that's just the kind of person that you are. I mean, I'm telling you guys, it was like eerie. The only thing that she did not say correct, and I think this was just something that she said incorrectly, was that I'd only been in the ER for 2 years instead of 27 years. And I think that was just, one of those faux pas moments. I think she meant to say 27 years. But, yeah, so you guys should really subscribe. She's done a lot of readings on a lot of people and a lot of things, and they're spot on. It was like eerie. I'm still, you can tell I'm still in a little bit of shock by how much she got correct. Anyway, go over to her channel, pick one of the videos, give her a listen. It's really cool. All right, moving on. Next up, I want to make a comment. Apparently, the Sussex Squad is now turning on Padina. I guess there was a podcast. They were talking about her. You guys make sure to show her some love. She is one of the bigger channels. I listen to her. A lot of people do. So, yeah, I think they're just going to pick on us one by one. Okay, moving on. Definitely had to make a comment about this because we all know what's going on with Catherine picking her favorite books, and all of a sudden this comes out. It's a small complimentary shipping of leftover books, right? That's what Baroness Buck said. But if you look at it, what it is The Bench. They're still trying to get rid of copies of The Bench. It's not working. Now, very interesting. I saw this on Twitter where somebody wrote, is your selection of The Bench for the Friday Reads a mutually beneficial, favorable partners promotional tie between you and Meghan Markle, supported by coordinated manipulation of Twitter algorithms? And for those of you who are unaware of what this is, they did a social network analysis, and they were investigating social structures through the use of networks and graph theory, okay? I don't want to get too technical. It's hard to understand, but basically using social network analysis and Twitter, this is what they found out, that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Twitter accounts are giving the impression of support to the Sussexes, and the support is a ruse and is in nowhere accurate. They said the sheer volume of accounts is used to promote favorable partners when mutually beneficial, like Time Magazine, People Magazine. So that's why you suddenly see these things about The Bench, because they've partnered up. It's all been proven with the algorithms. Very interesting. Now, talking about bots, I find it very interesting that this story came out claiming that Harry and Meghan are being tarnished by Russian bots. Wonder if that has anything to do with the Russian guy that they bought their house from and the Russian friend who let them use their house in Canada, etc., etc., etc. Now, going back to The Bench, it was priced ridiculously at $30, and it was marked down to $1. Watch this. Another quick update to the story about Samantha Markle's lawsuit, and I touched on this yesterday. Meghan's fans are like, they don't understand why she's being sued for lying. Very simple. They simply believe every word that falls out of her mouth. It's no different than when she said they'd been married 3 days before, and the Archbishop of Canterbury came out and said, that's a lie, and here's the marriage certificate. Then they spun it to, well, she meant they had a commitment ceremony. Do you think somebody with her education would mince words that way? Absolutely not. They cannot get over the fact that she lied, and they'll never admit it to themselves. It's a little scary. I mean, it's like Sarah said. How can Meghan claim she'd never heard of Harry and didn't know anything about him, even though she had a degree in international relations? There's no way that she got that degree and was unaware of the UK, the Commonwealth, and the royal family. But of course, the Sussex squad just won't accept it. I don't get over it. I can't, yeah. And as far as that lawsuit goes, I agree with this comment that the lawyers and allies unite and try to dehumanize the litigant like Samantha is some kind of vermin who deserves to be destroyed. I mean, look at what Meghan's attorney wrote. It's an absurd lawsuit and it's disturbing behavior, and we're going to give it minimum attention because that's all it deserves. But look who else spoke up. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. This woman is another Meghan Markle lover that denounces anybody who says anything about Meghan. And I've said before, in my opinion, she's one of the smartest, dumb people I've ever met. Just because you have a doctorate doesn't mean that you've got basic common sense. Look at what she wrote. Samantha's going to lose her home and everything she has when she loses her lawsuit and has to pay. Shame on lawyers filing this baseless lawsuit. What a deeply evil, jealous, wicked half-sister. And what is she going to write if Samantha wins? And what is she going to write if Meghan settles the lawsuit? What is she going to say then? She'll probably still write something like, this was Meghan's way of getting rid of this evil stepsister. She'll never admit that Meghan lied. I'm telling you, these people are scary. So the big question on the table is, does she have a case? And it would appear to me that yes, she does. Meghan said she grew up an only child. Obviously, that's a lie. Meghan said she changed her name to Markle right when she started dating Harry, but we've already proven that that's not true. And Samantha is taking issue with Meghan's story about living in poverty and having to work at an ice cream shop to pay for school and only going to the Sizzler salad bar because they were so poor. And then come to find out, all of that was a lie. And a lot of the information that showed that it was a lie was on Meghan's own blog called The Tig. I'll be very interested to see how this whole thing comes out in the end. Like I said, gonna keep an eye on it. Now, I also want to say that if she wins this lawsuit, I hope she sues Omid and Carolyn, because Omid and Carolyn printed a lot of information about her in Finding Freedom. And as far as I know, they never once reached out to her to hear her side of it, to hear if any of the information was true. You're supposed to fact check things if you're a half decent author. Yeah, I guess that's the key word. You have to be half decent. Now, thank you to Duchess Cornwall for pointing out that Facebook is flooded with support for Samantha, and some are even offering money. And so the sugars now are on Facebook trying to, change the way of thinking. It's not going to happen. Now, it's also coming out that people are calling Samantha a step-sibling. Samantha is not a step-sibling. She is a half-sibling. They have the same blood. It's a different thing. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is the fact that Times Women of the Year 2022 is coming out. It's going to have 12 women who have really changed the world. And unlike the Time magazine that Harry and Meghan were able to pay their way onto the cover, they are not anywhere in this edition. Now, these are people who actually have earned it. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you get the idea. Look up. That's Amal Clooney, a human rights lawyer. You have software engineer Tracy Chow, who experienced relentless abuse online, so she created an app to combat it. You have Jenny Joseph, a British midwife based in Florida, who's fighting to end Black maternal mortality crisis by training one midwife at a time. You get the idea. These are not people who bought their way into anything. These are people who actually put in the time and the effort and who have earned this award. Don't misunderstand me. I'm pretty sure that Sunshine Sachs tried their damnedest to get Harry, or Meghan, I should say, into this. It probably just couldn't be bought. All right? A big thank you to Say Cheese, that's her handle on Twitter, for the above photo. So I would love your comments about all the stories that we've covered. You guys know how I love to read them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future uploads. If you've already hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit it again. Make sure that you are subscribed. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Getter. You can email me. For those who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.